This is On the Subject, the show discussing film, TV, and beyond, with your hosts Logan Noggle and Zachary Jackson, featuring Malcolm Russell Nelson. Everybody, go with the theme song.
I'm Logan.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Malcolm.
And this is On the Subject.
This is On the Subject.
Like a mix between Nixon and Akbar.
that was actually exactly what I was going for. Concentrate all fire on the Superstar Destroyer.
It's really good.
Thank you. It's the best line that he says.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says. That is the best Akbar line. That's way cooler than It's a Trap.
Yeah, because it's like, oh,
Because
we know what he's doing.
he's in command.
He knows what he's doing. He knows.
Right. He's a hero. Like, he is a general.
That's why in my extended, like my head canon is he is Private Eye.
He is the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he is off. He's looking through cold cases in the galaxy and solving them.
Yep.
It's like, what do you do after, you take
What do you
on
do
the
after you take on the Empire?
You collect your pension and you start
They
start
make
doing
you
cold
clean out
cases.
your desk.
Yeah.
You got to start being a PI because it's the only way to bring home money. Because you still got to pay all those alimony checks to the 3 ex-wives.
Yep. Look, he was in the military. He definitely married early.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely has kids.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He has kids that he has to pay child support to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
He's
There's an
got
interesting story there.
Yeah.
I'd read that. I'm telling you. I'd read that.
Yo.
It's Mark Ruffalo as Admiral Akbar with his untucked shirt. And he's constantly tucking in his shirt, but it never gets tucked.
Yeah.
It's like whenever he's talking to someone, he's always like tucking it in, but it never actually gets
In the middle
tucked.
of yeah.
That's the character.
He does the
quirk.
Ron Swanson, like hands in the front.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
It's Mark Ruffalo basically doing the Columbo thing.
Yeah.
It's like, one more question. One more question.
We should make this.
Oh, my God.
And this is On the Subject. This episode is our first episode, and it's going to be about what this podcast will be and who we are and why you're listening.
So first off, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
I know you're listening live right now because this is live for us. It's
So
live
you're
for
here with us.
So you're here with us, or we're here with you.
I'm very nervous.
I'm getting sweaty just thinking about it.
It's very sweaty in here. So we came together over our own separate podcasts. Then we're brought together by the Paper Robots. And then we decided to do 2 podcasts that would focus more independently. And this one is on the more pop culture media side of things. As the intro said, it's about TV, film, and everything else. So we're going to do film reviews and everything like that. What else can the listeners expect from the show? And then we'll kind of talk about who we are.
Just us laughing at really dumb jokes that we make. It's probably a big part of it.
There's going to be some dumb jokes.
Yeah.
It's going to be some dumb jokes.
It's definitely a lot about looking at films, but then us just kind of making jokes along the way.
Doing bad impersonations of film characters.
Yeah. Namely Rooster Cogburn.
namely Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be mostly that. What can I say? I could do nothing for you, son.
That's the journey we're on. We're going to see how the show grows and changes, but it's like focus on looking at film series as a whole and not just like breaking down the newest movies, but as they stand as a collective
like franchise.
If
or
they build off each other, if they work together.
Exactly. What works about them, what doesn't, what did they learn, from the previous ones, what didn't they learn, and they keep making the same mistakes.
We'll find out which movies we hate and like and whether we should still be friends after this. Yeah. No, I think this is a good way to test our friendship.
Wait till we get to the Speed Racer episode, everybody. That's what's really going to make or break us.
Oh, no. Spoilers. We fall apart. We get lost.
Have to go back.
We have
to go back. God, that was like the greatest season finale. What does it mean? That was the longest summer of my life.
See, and this is what you can expect from the show.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Let me tell you something. If we ever wind up doing a Patreon, that's what we're going to have to do. That's
Just
the
Lost.
content. It's just Lost.
Yeah.
Down.
Just
An
us.
episode of Lost a week.
I love it.
that is a Patreon exclusive.
Knowing what we know now.
Knowing what we know, how does it work? Yeah.
I like it.
I like that. Then after that, Deep Space Nine.
Then, yeah. No, so that's what you
Go ahead
can
and click
expect.
that subscribe button right now.
Smash that like
'Cause
button
this
on this
is what we
podcast.
got.
Yeah. We should tell the listeners who we are and maybe why they can trust expert opinions on movies.
All right, my name is Zach Jackson. I was doing the podcast with Malcolm before for a couple years. And I try to screenwrite and write comic books and make videos and all that jazz. And I just like to learn as much as I can about it so I can get better at it as I go. And I just enjoy talking about this stuff with Logan and Malcolm because we all have separate ideas, so we can like feed off each other, and it's always nice to hear other opinions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next. My name is Malcolm. Malcolm Russell Nelson. Malcolm Joshua Russell Nelson, if you're feeling nasty. I'm 28. I went to Pima Community College. I have an associate's degree in journalism. For a very long time, I wanted to be a film journalist or a TV journalist. Thought that would be pretty cool. So I kind of look at things with that kind of critical eye, but I also have bad opinions, apparently, I've been told by many people. So, that could just lead to zany situations. I love film. I love TV. I love comics. I love looking at those things and taking them apart. I love trying to figure out what makes me connect with that thing. I love the emotional connection. I love the just everything about all three of those things. There's no medium like any of those three. I think film and TV are entirely different. I think TV and comics are entirely different. I think comics and film are entirely different. I love everything about those three mediums. So I love just jamming about that with these guys and going from there.
And then that leaves me. I'm Logan Noggle. I went to Pima Community College as well to get associates in writing, and then I turned that into trying to make a career in writing comic books. Started the Paper Robots, which ran for like 3 years, over 150 episodes. While Malcolm and Zach were doing their podcast, the Culture Pop podcast, we kind of came together, and then we wanted to reform 2 new podcasts, focusing one with conversations with creators, and this one, which is focused on the more film and media and TV and comic side of things. I think we all look at things with a critical lens. I'm coming from a perspective of I love storytelling, so regardless of like what the medium is, I always look for kind of the story of it, whether it's the story behind the creator or the story like on the page, on the screen. And I think all three of us have different dynamics, and we like similar things, but have different opinions on a lot of stuff. And like what our favorite things are changes. Like Malcolm, you're kind of like the resident or like comic knowledge person. Even though I'm trying to write comics, you have a far more expanding knowledge. And both of you can recall names of actors. Yeah. And titles.
Those are my rock stars.
Yeah.
Like those are my like rookie cards. Like if I had like rookie cards, it'd be like Christopher Nolan and like.
Yeah. So I think coming together to talk about these things, like we're all trying to understand it and to either teach ourselves, but also share that knowledge and like break down story and film and what make things work and like why we think they work. Because I think that's the cool part is it can work and not work in different ways. Yeah, exactly. And so this show is really about talking about those things and making jokes along the way.
I just want you to know, every time you said "come together," all I could think of was that terrible cover from Justice League.
Right now,
come together. Ugh.
So yeah, we'll be talking a lot about that song in the next episode. No.
Yeah. Yeah. My man. It's an open house.
Yeah.
It's just an open house. You come into our house, you see see what's going on. Welcome to the new neighbors,
Yeah, when you're driving around or walking, you pop in a podcast, it's like you're having the conversation with us. So with that being said, if you want to follow us for more, you can follow me at that Logan on social media. You can also follow the podcast at On the Subject on social media. And if you like the show, we want you to share it with people. Just get it out there.
Yeah.
Review it if you want. That's going to help us down the road because We have big plans for doing Patreon with more exclusive content, getting feedback from you, the listeners, and all that. But you can also follow Zach
at Boss Ross Jackson on Twitter and Instagram. I think that's all I got.
and you can follow Malcolm
at Captain Malcolm, CapNMalcolm. That's pretty much everywhere.
until the words of the immortal Akbar.
Concentrate all fire on that super star.
Thanks for checking out the first episode. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Deuce, sis. Thanks for listening to this episode on the subject. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it, subscribe, rate us on whatever podcast source you're using. For more content or to reach out to us, follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at On The Subject. And for more details, links are in our show notes. Thanks again.
This has been a Geeks Rising production. Your executive producer of Vandrew Scott. For more information, head over to www.geeksrising.com. This has been a Geeks Rising production. Your executive producer of Vandrew Scott. For more information, head over to www.geeksrising.com.